Can I ask what this is? Prater, is this the river dance?
I don't know. This is just bad bumper music.
Like, what is Greg doing?
I can't bat 1,000.
What is he doing?
Okay, you want this one out of the rotator?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get it
No,
out.
I want to know what it is first.
I don't want to know what it is.
Okay, fine. I don't know what it is.
Greg, I thought it was a commercial for something. That's why I didn't come back and say anything. I thought it was like a commercial for Mamacita's restaurant.
That's true. Yeah, it does sound like something you would hear at a Mexican restaurant.
All right, great stuff. 208-424-9300. As Craig said, you can't bat 1,000
On music, you can bet 1,000.
No,
Yeah,
can.
that's right. Prater's the music hardo. So
Prater is the chief of police of the bad music police.
Yeah, that was bad.
He's the chief, man.
That was bad.
He'll call you out. He'll arrest your butt. Prater, we're getting to know the newcomers on this roster. Holy smokes. Kind of. I guess we're doing the best we can.
It's more about what we read on the internet because we've never met these dudes and we probably won't for another couple of months, but that's okay.
We're talking today. We're trying to get to know Cam Jamerson. What a name for a corner, right? Jamerson. Here's a guy who played last year at TCU. Didn't play a snap.
Didn't play at all. Yeah, didn't play at all.
And you can play red shirts now. You get to play in 4 games. He didn't take a snap. So it could be a million things. Maybe he was hurt. Maybe he didn't get along with a coach. Maybe they just missed on him like Greg missed on that stupid song. And they were just, they wanted a different type of player. Well, Boise State gets this kid. I don't know how that worked if Andy had any involvement here. Probably not. He leaves, he goes in the portal, and it's outside of it, Prater. But Boise State gets a kid who was in the Big 12 at TCU last year, which is a nice resume. But they get a kid, Prater, who has 4 years of eligibility. This you don't find often, I think, in the transfer portal, especially from Power 4 kids. I'm kind of interested. I want to see what Cam Jamerson can bring to the table because they need some help in that secondary, I think, with losing a couple of corners.
Yeah, I think they're going to be fine when it comes to starters. So if this kid's got 4 years of eligibility and hasn't played college football a snap and hasn't played since football back in Texas, high school football back in Texas, I'm assuming that he's going to be a depth guy at best right off the bat this year. We'll see what he does when he shows up at spring camp. By the way, Boise State football spring camp, March 26th this year. Spencer Danielson talked about that last night on BNN. I did reach out to Boise State today, and they said if Spencer Danielson said it, it must be true. I don't think that they're ready to publicly announce it yet. I know that they're talking about the spring game the last Saturday in April, but Spencer Danielson's not going to split up spring camp between spring breaks. So he's going to wait till everybody comes back. And one of those dudes is going to be Cam Jamerson. And definitely one of the profile positions is going to be the cornerback position. They've done a nice job of bringing cornerbacks, at least in terms of building up numbers. They got about 10 cornerbacks right now. Boise State lost both of their starters last year, but I also like Sherrod Smith. I think he's pretty good. Maybe Franklin Johnson Jr., Demetrius Freeney, those two guys that got some playing time last year. I don't know what they're going to do with Jaden Mickey. They do list Jaden Mickey on the roster as a cornerback, but we all know that, he could play anywhere in that defensive backfield. So we'll see how that plays out. I think they got some nice numbers. Let's just see if they can fit, where they fit, how they fit, and what kind of production they can give us over the course of spring camp, fall camp, and then this coming season.
One thing I'll throw out at you guys, and I think our first guy on this series was Tavron Benny Powell, the safety coming over from Notre Dame. And maybe it's a coincidence, maybe not, but I see some similarities with the backgrounds, the body types here. Benny Powell is listed at 6'1", 177. Cam Jamerson listed at 6 foot, 188. Benny Powell comes from Ohio. Cam Jamerson grew up in Texas. So you have a couple of football-rich hotbed states, similar body builds here to both of these defensive backs, both of them coming from P4 programs. Benny Powell coming over from Notre Dame, Jamerson coming over from TCU. If you're taking a swing on guys that in both cases, they didn't really play much at their first school, and now you have a lot of years, a lot of runway to develop these kids, and we know Boise State does pretty well at retaining their kids. I don't know. I think this is a nice little gamble on both of these kids. Like Prater was saying, it does feel like they're going to kind of figure out their starting secondary and then fill in with some of these kids behind them. But if you told me by 2027, 2028, both of these guys were maybe all Pac-12 players, that would obviously be the bets working out, but I think it's bets worth making.
I want to say Quentin Jammer, right? That was the guy who played it, but no, it's Cam Jamerson. Sherrod Smith, we all know is going to play one corner. We don't know, like you said, with Mickey. And there's a couple other corners coming in, but none with, I don't want to say pedigree because he didn't play a snap.
No.
Because there's so many cases where, oh, we got the transfer from wherever. And there's a reason why he transferred to your school.
Exactly.
There's a big reason why. So that we don't know yet. But you know what? I'm gonna trust this staff, and they know the type of corner they're looking for. And man, does DeMario Warren's absence now, where's that into the crock pot of corners? Prater, we liked him last year. He might have been, if you had a vote for the assistant position, the position coach of the year on that team, you might give it to DeMario Warren, a guy that let's be honest, publicly, we discussed his job status probably even maybe to a point where it was getting a little insensitive.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. And yeah, he had a great second half of the season, especially in terms of the production, and that cornerback room did a nice job. Now, all of a sudden, they got one quarterback or one coach is going to come in and do both the safeties and the cornerbacks, Coach Brown. We'll learn about him as well when spring camp opens up. But yeah, I just think that they lost so many of those defensive backfield guys, the safety guys, the Zion Washingtons and the Benefields. And then the coach, the defensive backfield room with the coaches and the players. There was so much turnover, so much loss. They had to go. The first thing they had to do was go out and replace the numbers. They definitely did that. We'll see how they play out. I mean, chances are half these guys aren't going to pan out. We'll see how it plays out. But 16 transfers are in here, and 5 of them are from Power 4 programs. We've talked about the 2 running backs. We talked about Jamerson. We also talked about the safety and Benny Powell that Greg brought up. So one more that we'll talk about later on, maybe next week, the Brantley kid. He's a linebacker out of Kansas. That covers the Power 4 programs. So I like the fact that they brought in a mixture of Power 4 guys, junior college kids, group of 5 guys, FCS guys.
I agree.
Division II guys.
Yeah.
Bring them from all levels, because the transfer portal has proven that there are good players at all levels of college football. Some of these guys are definitely going to click.
I totally agree. I mean, think about this. I mean, you can go UCLA, Georgetown. Where's Parolin from? Lehigh? You get them from everywhere.
Javen Buchanan.
Buchanan's from NAIA. Yeah, looking like those are starters on this team. Well, Parolin's not a starter, but he plays quality minutes. Like, that happens. You can find guys anywhere, and that's what I do like about that, like you said, Prater. And I didn't think about that. Tyler Stockton's gone too. That's just, I mean, I knew he's gone, but I mean, they have an entirely new coaching setup in the defensive backfield with all new players as well, except Mickey and Sherrod Smith there at the end. I hear a lot of Franklin Johnson talk. We got a few Franklin Johnson texts, but Prater, we'll believe it when we see it.
Franklin Johnson might be the fastest player on the team.
Yeah.
Franklin Johnson might be one of the most overhyped football players on the team.
It's one of those. It feels like it.
We'll just leave it at that. So I think they're really trying to get something to stick with that dude.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have both had some conversations with Spencer Danielson about this. They love his speed. They just need him to click as a football player. And maybe it's there, maybe it's not. And they're going to continue to keep giving it a shot. And I with the kind of speed that he has, I think it's worth the shot.
I agree.
You got Derek Ganter too coming back too, right?
Yep. Ganter. I mean, he needs to be more athletic.
Yeah.
I thought he was a little too boxy last year, especially in the open field. Like, he could be. I was hoping, and maybe this is stupid, but last year I was hoping he could be a poor man's like Benefield or a poor man's Tubner. One of those safeties, hard hitting. You can play him if you need to at nickel, but you can also play him at other safety positions, almost like a kind of an undersized linebacker that's playing in the backfield. But, he was young too, and he was coming from the Big Sky. He was a hell of a true freshman at the Big Sky. Last year as a sophomore at Boise State, hey, he was behind some good players.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rip the kid because, Zion Washington and Ty Benefield were playing ahead of him. It's tough. There's places to play in this secondary this year. That could be a really good thing. Maybe that's not such a good thing, but Cam Jamerson. I hope it's not Jamerson because I just like calling him Jamerson, Prater. But Cam Jamerson, TCU. Are you going to ask him about Andy Avalos when we get to meet him?
We might not get to meet this dude for a year.
You're right. Freshman.
Remind me in a year when they bring him out to the media.
Yeah.
I'm with you though. It feels like a good corner name.
It does, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Good stuff, guys. 208-424-9300. What are your thoughts on the secondary of Boise State football this year? Do you like the fact maybe that you got all new coaches, most new players, and maybe this thing needed a reset, a reboot in the secondary? Or, is this going to be a problem next year, especially if there's quality quarterback play in the new Pac-12? Appreciate everybody for watching our YouTube channel on KTIK, and it always makes Mike Prater want to go have a nice, cool, cold glass of Blue Ice vodka. The numbers are through the roof, Michael.
Nicely done. We're going to spend a lot more time with Blue Ice vodka over the next few weeks, next few months, guys. So they're happy with what you guys are, how you've responded, and the numbers are up, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So lots more to come when it comes to Blue Ice vodka.
All right, Blue Ice vodka Super Bowl parties, Mike Prater. You're going to want to pick those up. Yep, absolutely. Bring that to your Super Bowl party, Prater. Doesn't make the cut.
I don't believe there's drinking at my Super Bowl party.
Okay, it's a sober party.
I believe it is.
All right, that's the way to do it. That kind of surprises me, but good for you, Prater.
I haven't drank on a Sunday in 20 years, dude.
I think you had a shot at a Super Bowl party a few years back.
I did because somebody talked me into it.
Okay,
That's one-time shot.
Yeah, okay. So, but typically, you don't. How about Boise State football again? Prater mentioned today was signing day. Prater, 20 years ago today, you were at Big Al's in front of 5,000 people. Not funny? And where you are today? Signing day. They did add a couple of players. Let's get the information. Prater on the ball game, KTIK, the ticket.
This is Idaho Sports Talk with Prater and the Ball Game on 95.